I mean, we got a quarterback. Wow. Defense needs to play better. We need better defense. What's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Bears Zone podcast. I'm Josh Dennison, your host, bringing you the latest Bears news. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. So I really want to talk about the Bears' offensive line. Specifically, I want to talk about Braxton Jones. I want to talk about whether or not he is the real deal at left tackle or not, if we should look into possibly getting something in the free agency or if we should go to the draft. So a lot of people think the Bears line is actually not that good. I think that the Bears are becoming better. PFF has the Bears offensive line ranked going into week 16 as the 11th overall offensive line in the NFL. They started at the 31st, and now they were in the top 10 last week. And then after the Bills and we had some injuries, Bears went down a spot. So 11th overall in PFF rankings for offensive line. Some of the team stats we have: Bears are first in pocket time with 2.6 seconds. That is tied to other teams. Pocket time is an average time in the pocket between when the snap is made to either when the quarterback either throws the ball or they get sacked. 2.6 seconds, and that's the highest in the NFL. So plenty of time to throw the football for Justin Fields. And a lot of times it's not always the offensive line. We have a running quarterback. Running quarterbacks tend to get sacked more when they run into pressure as to running away from it. But also vice versa, he could run away and escape pressure as much as pressure is sometimes on the quarterback. We have 33 QB hurries, which is tied 9th. We have 35 QB hits as a team, which is tied 5th. And we have 114 pressures, which is tied 18th. Now, the Bears run the ball more than we pass the ball. Those stats that I gave you were out of 329 pass attempts, which is lowest in the NFL. To give you a better idea, we are 3rd in pressure percentage per quarterback drop back. So the amount of time that we're getting pressured, whether it's a sack, a QB hit, or a hurry, is around 25.6%, which is 3rd highest in the NFL. So we give up a lot of pressure. Pressures don't tell everything because it is a hurry, a sack, and a hit, so a QB hit all combined into one. That just shows how well the line is holding up against pressure, really. So on average, we're not doing that good with our pressure percentage. So that's not good. But we have been showing many signs of improvement, especially in the run game. Our run game has been really good, and our offensive line has been dominating in that area. Our offensive line play better, which makes the team play better, score more points because we can play off the run with the play action. Bears are still figuring out how to win games. For the offensive line, I think we've come a long way since the start of the season. I'm going to credit the coaching staff for a lot of that. Specifically, I want to talk about Braxton Jones. PFF has him ranked 17th overall with a grade of 76.5. He has 9 penalties on the year, which is tied 10th among tackles. He has allowed 6 sacks, which is 12th, tied 12th amongst tackles, and he has taken 930 offensive snaps, tied 19th among tackles. Pass blocking grade, 70.2. His run block grade, 79.8. The run blocking grade is 8th amongst all tackles. Has allowed a total of 37 pressures and 4 QB hits. 17th overall ranked grade for left tackles. There's 32 teams. There's 2 tackles per team that start, and he's 17th. Run grade and passing block grade together. That is amazing. What that tells me is Braxton Jones is actually playing very well. He's outplaying his draft spot. Former 5th-round draft pick, and now he's playing like a stud for being a 5th-round draft pick. Looking at that, for his first season, this is his first season. So he has plenty of room to improve. Run blocking's already good. All he has to improve on is the pass blocking. And I'm going to get into it. He has been getting better in his pass blocking over the past several weeks. Only more credit to the coaching staff and more proof that Braxton Jones is our left tackle of the future. So we have landed a gem in the 5th round. Since week 5, Braxton Jones has only allowed 2 sacks. Since week 8, he's only allowed 1 QB hit out of his 4. So only 1 after halfway through the season. Only 1. The first 8 weeks, he had 18 hurries. The last 7 games, he has 7 hurries. The first 8 weeks, he had 23 pressures. And remember, pressures are QB hits, sacks, and hurries. The first 8 weeks, he had 23. The last 7 games, he had 14. Pretty much cut it in half. That's impressive. The last 6 games, he has an average PFF grade of 73.96. Compared to like the beginning of the season, his average has gone way up. Specifically, in the passing game, he has gotten so much better. His grade has drastically improved since like week 10. He's been averaging like over 70 with his pass block grade. Week 7, they started using Justin correctly against New England. Braxton had a good game that game, but then he also had a couple games after that were not so good. Right around week 10, he's been pretty consistent, above average grades in both pass block and run block. He's been great. 6 sacks allowed is 12th amongst tackles. He's tied 91st in QB hits, and he's ranked 128th in pressures. And that could be skewed a little bit because it's not always like Larry Borum, for an example, is ranked higher, but he doesn't play as much. So he's not going to have as many occurred sacks, hits, pressures. Very, very encouraging stuff here with Braxton Jones. Do you think that we're seeing a development of a left tackle of the future? This guy was a 5th-round draft pick, and he's playing like a 1st-round draft pick at left tackle. 17th ranked grade PFF out of all starting left tackles. Actually, all tackles, not just left tackles. You don't touch that. You leave Braxton where he is. That's where he's good. He's been there all season. You don't move him. You give him the off season. You let him learn more, develop more practice, gains more strength, learns how to anchor a little bit better, which he's already starting to do. And he's our starting left tackle of the future. There is no reason why he shouldn't be. The performance that he's put in this rookie season, coming from where he came from, not playing top talent, finally learning how you got to learn. You come from a school like that, you got to learn how to be a pro. He hasn't missed a beat. Just to give you an idea of where Braxton compares to the others in the ranks for tackles, Brian O'Neill, the tackle of Minnesota, with a PFF offensive line overall grade of 83.3, his stats compared to Braxton, Brian has given up 6 sacks. He has 5 quarterback hits, 13 hurries, giving a total of 24 pressures. Now, the sack total is the same as Braxton, right? QB hits 1 more than Braxton. And the hurries are really where Braxton has a lot more hurries. And that's the same thing with the rest of the tackles in the league. They have just a little less, like the top one, the 49ers left tackle, top one in the league. He has like 10 quarterback hurries. And in the past last 7 games, Braxton had 14, so he cut what he did in half. He's a rookie. He's only going to get better. He's very intellectual, very smart. With the speed of the game, he's handled pretty well. The only concern they really had was the pass protection, and it seems like he's starting to improve. You tell me what you think. Comment down below. If you think Braxton Jones is our left tackle of the future, let me know. If you think that we need to have him replaced, let me know. But looking at all this evidence, I find it hard to say that he's not our left tackle. I think that position's locked up. We don't have to worry about it, and we can move on to our other positions on the offensive line that need help. It's not the whole offensive line. It's just some holes here and there. And as always, bear down, Bear Zone.